What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Monday evening. Just got back home from the gym, had a nice meal, and had a couple of cordials, so I'm feeling a little warm and fuzzy right now. But the reason for the video is I heard minimum security Sean G is deciding to move to Florida. And people want to know what the great one thinks. Well, I'll tell you what I think here. Quite frankly, Sean, I don't think you should move to Florida, okay? Now, Florida is very welcoming to black people, but you're a Sambo, you know, and Sambos are not allowed in Florida, okay? Period. Non negotiable. You are also an Alabama porch monkey, so I suppose that moving to Alabama would be quite acceptable. The great one would not move to Alabama. It's too hot down there. There's too many flies and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. If you want my suggestion as far as to where to move to, you should go back to Africa, okay? You should Watusi your ass back to Africa. I mean, you don't like the U.S. anyway. You complain all the time as far as how the U.S. is holding you down, despite the fact that you robbed it of a couple of $1 million with that tax fraud scheme of yours. You know what I'm saying? You got way more money out of this country than a lot of people, including the great one. And the only thing you had to do was spend a few months in an LGBTQ friendly minimum security place. It ain't even worth it for me to call it a prison for that matter. So, just honestly, you don't really need to do much to go to Africa. Just pack up your stuff, take your offspring, pack his stuff up too. Both of you can go put a loincloth and fashion some spears out of broomsticks. Excuse me, like I said, I'm feeling warm and fuzzy. Get your passport stamped. Hop on the plane, and soon, in about maybe 19, 20 hours, you'll be landing in Africa. Now, I don't know which part of Africa that I would recommend because, vast majority of that continent is a shithole. Quite frankly, I would never go to Africa. Maybe South Africa would probably be the safest place. Every other country on that continent of Africa, they sure don't like people like me, period. Not only that, just like Alabama, is too damn hot. And there's flies and stuff. You know what I mean? So, I think you, Sean, and I think that your offspring will do just quite well in Africa. Because as soon as you land, you're gonna end up running your mouth, and next thing you know, some aborigine or some other creature will go and bash your head in with a rock. You know what I mean? And then, we'll have some peace and quiet here on YouTube. I mean, so like I said before, and this goes to all you other Sambos out here. If you don't like America, if you don't like the United States, and like I said, there's a lot of problems in this country. There's a lot of racism. There's a lot of homophobia. There's a lot of stuff going on. But it's still my goddamn country. And those who stay are going to be the ones that change it there. Or try to change it. Or try to be simply the best person they possibly be. If you don't like this country, they invented airplanes for a reason. The Wright brothers, you know, which were not which fortunately they were not the brothers that you were thinking of the Wright brothers, they created the airplane and we've developed it over 100 years so you can hop on that airplane if you don't like America, and go down to Africa. We'll see how well you do down there. Just because they're the same color as you don't mean that you're going to be all right. I mean people just have the wrong idea about countries here, okay? Wanting to go back to the freaking motherland and stuff. That's bullshit right there, okay? I'm from North Carolina, Tar Heel, okay? So to all the other people, you could Watusi yourself back to Africa. But getting back on the subject there, Sean, you shouldn't go to Florida. Like I said, you're a Sambo. And Sambos are are generally not accepted over in Florida, okay? So, I mean, if you don't want to go to Africa, you don't want to go to Alabama, then you should sit your ass right where you are, okay? Period. Florida doesn't want you. You know, the whole world doesn't want you, you know. And Lord knows your family doesn't even want you neither, all right? And in fact, I don't think Jesus wants you neither. That's all I got to say for right now. You be sure to like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Also visit vincegoodrum.com. And as always, peace and soul.